We're quickly wrapping up our trip here in Poland, but before we do, we want to tour some of these 19th century textile factories where the city has transformed them into stunning modern spaces. Come with us as we explore Manufaktura, Monopolis, and more in this city that refuses to forget its roots.
Welcome back to Retire to Rome. Yes, that was a fire truck, but we're not chasing fires and flames today. Our first stop is at Manufaktura. This massive complex was once a textile factory complex from the 1800s. Today it's a hub of shopping, dining, art, and entertainment, but the red brick architecture reminds you of what it once was.
The facility is one of the largest renovation projects in Central Europe. They kept the industrial look but filled it with modern life. You'll find inside art galleries, cinemas, museums, and tons of restaurants, even a Ferris wheel. The site, which began as a sprawling 19th century cotton mill, grew in 1872 to a self contained industrial district with mills, bleach houses, a hospital, workers' housing, even a fire station, and a church. By the early 20th century, it was among the largest textile producers in Łódź, earning the city's nickname Polish Manchester.
The revitalization project cost around 200 million euros. It's considered Poland's largest renovation since the reconstruction of Warsaw's Old Town and one of the most significant industrial to commercial redevelopments in Europe.
The site features 13 historic red brick structures connected to modern glass and steel additions. Manufaktura is a multi-use center featuring over 300 shops, roughly 50 restaurants, as we mentioned earlier, a cinema, a bowling alley, climbing wall, laser tag, dance school, fitness center, and even zip lining. But the most unusual thing that I found was that it hosts Europe's longest fountain, about 300 meters, a beach in the summer, and an ice rink in the winter, plus concerts, markets, and festivals. I thought the sandy beach out front where you can lounge around and get some sun was quite interesting. Next, we're heading to an area known as Off Piotrkowska. Off, OFF, is just off the famous Piotrkowska Street. The area occupies an old cotton mill factory, and I guess you could say the word off reflects its alternative spirit focused on creativity, culture, and independent enterprises rather than mainstream consumerism. So, in other words, you're not going to find a McDonald's or a Burger King here. You're going to find these food trucks and carts, as you see on the left there, that have been from converted shipping containers to bars and restaurants that maybe, I guess, might fit the younger crowd or a more alternative lifestyle crowd. And that's not to say that you can't go here and have lunch or dinner. I'm not saying that at all. But it definitely is a different vibe here than what you're going to see in Manufaktura. You can see from the video that we're here during the day, but from what we understand, the evening and weekends is probably the best time to visit. There will be an array of vibrant live music and a social buzz. It's also a foodie haven. Try places that maybe you wouldn't normally eat at. You're going to find some unusual options in this area. There's also some clothing stores and different boutiques in the area. They'll also offer pop-up events and often some improv theater. Off is much more than a venue. It's a living cultural organism where creativity, community, and urban renewal converge in an authentic industrial chic setting. At least that's what its description says. You'll also find the U2 rock and roll group Gate here, which was interesting. I guess YouTube is a big thing, or U2, not YouTube. So let us know if you've ever been here and what you liked about the off area. It's definitely an interesting place to visit. And like I said, obviously we were there during the day, so I'm sure in the evening you might find some colorful characters there. But definitely interesting how they have revitalized the area and making use of some of these factories that would have just probably fallen into disrepair or been torn down. This was one of the ice cream shops there that you can see also from a converted shipping container. And this was one of the churches that we saw just getting to and from different locations. I don't really know the name of this particular one, but it certainly had some beautiful architecture on the outside. We weren't able to go inside because it was actually closed that day. This church is actually in the neighborhood that we're staying at, and it was beautiful. Just the architecture is amazing here. And this video here of where I'm standing at the front, I'm 5'7", 5'8", and you see that I'm having to reach up to actually touch the doorknob of these doors. They were massive. And it was also closed, but it allowed you to go into, I guess, the entryway here. And they had some statue of Mary and of Jesus and some stained glass windows here. And also, due to the front doors or the doors having glass in them, luckily, we were able to get a peek into the actual sanctuary of this church, which was quite beautiful. We've talked many times about these churches and cathedrals here in Europe. It's just amazing to us how beautiful they are. The age of them, and every one of them is different. They are no two are alike that we have seen. And again, just the treasures that they store inside. This one had all of these, I guess they were like raised frescoes or raised sculptures along both sides of the wall depicting different scenes from the Bible. And you can see the, I guess the main area there at the front of the church that appears to have all this gold leaf on the front of it. Very old, but very pretty. Definitely treasures for sure in this area. So after looking at the church, now we're going to head over to a new area called Monopolis.
The complex began as a vodka distillery. It stood as Lod's third largest industrial site, featuring its own library and nursery, and operated under the Holmes brand until shutting down in 2007-2008.
Restoration of the complex began back in 2018 and was completed in 2021. Today it offers Class A office spaces across the historic bottling halls and 2 new towers, accommodating many workspaces. In addition to work areas, it includes restaurants, cafes, a wine bar, art galleries, fitness and spa, an indoor pool, a car wash, florist, and even a kindergarten and kids club. In my opinion, Monopolis is another shining example of industrial revitalization here in Łódź. It's blending historical character with modern workspaces and cultural charm. Thanks for watching and looking at a few of these sites here in this city that they've turned from eyesores into cultural happenings. What were your thoughts? Do you think they did a good job? Be sure and leave us a comment. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. And as always, safe travels out there.